Hello! I am just working on getting some music on the stream here. Oh, and there we go. Voila! Voila! And while y'all listen to that, I'm gonna listen to Eminem. Because apparently, he dropped an album on the 17th of December. I suppose I should also check on the stream and make sure. It looks like everything's all right in terms of sound. All right, good. Music by Bass Rebels. Okay, so tomorrow I have to fix today's task. Today's task is I have to set up for adults intro D&D. And this is going to be handouts, game setup, session plan. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna what I do when I run a lot of sessions that are the same thing over and over again is I just make templates in Roll20, and then I copy them. As you can see, this one here says, oh, can't see the mouse. Can we see the mouse? No. Anyway, the one says template there, and just going to make a copy of that, rename it, and then edit it so that it's for adults instead of for kids. Because for kids, I use a streamed down rule set, like a streamlined rule set, make things a little simpler, take out skills, some other stuff, just so that when they're looking at their character sheet, they don't have to think that it's just all numbers like a spreadsheet. So we're going to copy this game. Players and player settings, no. Pages, decks, chat log, no. Journal, jukebox playlist, no. We're going to use the full-on D&D character sheet by Roll20. That's the one. All right, and then I'm going to change it to Intro to Adults D&D. Oops. And hit create there. All right. That looks good. I'm going to go into settings here. Change a few things up. I got to make sure I'm sharing my library out with them. Allow them to import their own characters? Sure. Allow public access to the game? Nope. A game background image? It's fine. Default settings, compendium settings. Yes, and I'm going to share my compendium. Available compendium sharing slots. Yes. Whatever. All right, I'm gonna just share the player's handbook and Xanthor's guide because that's all that we've got, which is fine. Otherwise, they're just working off the SRD and they don't have a lot of options for like race and class and background. But by sharing out the player's handbook, then when they go into character creation, they can, yeah, I'm going to leave this page. I gotta rename it. It sounds dumb. Intro to D&D for adults. Oh, and I have to change the image on the page here. So we're just gonna go back here, change the image. I'm gonna upload. That's not it. That's not it. Where did I put that image? I like literally just made it. All right, I'll just pretty sure I've got it. Here's my start playing.games interface right now. If I go into this one, nope, that's not it. Go to this session. This is what I need. I have the image on here. Don't I? Do I? Don't I? Interesting. I thought it was up there. Maybe I never finished it. Maybe I gotta go into Photoshop and do that right now. It's alright, I can do that. Such is life. Alright, so I made the new game. We're gonna play D&D 5e. And then I can just launch the game now for a minute here. Get some of this prep done. I think Photoshop is rolling up in the background there. Yep, it's coming. Alright, I gotta change that background image right there too. Yeah, here's Photoshop. Alright, this one. Alright, there we go. I can just say for adults. I run a lot of kids D&D, a lot of intro sessions for kids. Which I've been doing for about 3 years now, mostly locally at first, but now with the pandemic and everything, it is online. And I have an adults game that's going to be coming up. So what I'm going to do is the map layer. Bang, gone, bye. And then throw that up there. Now, I've taught many adults how to play D&D. I just never thought of it as like a revenue streak. It's usually my friends and stuff. These are complete strangers that want to learn how to play a D&D, and I think that is freaking awesome, right? We got to keep growing the hobby. We got to keep getting new people involved, as far as I'm concerned, because way back when I started in 79 or 80, through the 80s, even into the, I'd say even into high school in the late 80s, it was hard to find people to play. They didn't understand what you were talking about when you said, let's play role-playing games. They're like, what do you mean? And then, of course, in the 80s, there was the Satan Scare. And my mother tried to take all my books and burn them, and so I had to hide them and keep buying them on the sly. I turned out just fine. Look at me. No horns. Nope, no forked tongue. No chanting in the sacrificial room with the hidden passageway off the bedroom. Or is there? Alright, so this session is set up. Intro to D&D for adults, Dungeons & Dragons for adults. We're going to go back into the game, make sure there's no characters or anything, because I'm going to have them make their own characters. And now that I know all the audio is working, I can turn Eminem back on. So. All right, so these characters are all blanks, right? If I go here, it comes up with this character mancer thing, and that's awesome because I want to teach them how to first make a character by hand. Got to delete that one. Nope, it's good. Going to teach them how to make a character by hand because they're adults. The kids, I use a simplified character creation process, and we did use Character Mancer on that one. But the families, the kids' families, all have like essentials kits and starters kits and stuff, and it walks you through the character creation process. For the adults, we're gonna do both. We're gonna do both hand rolling up the character, and then I'm just gonna have them import it into Roll20, so that they know how to do it. All right, so I got to find out what the player names are for this session coming up. Only one seat left. Took me to the wrong page. I don't want that. I want go to my dashboard. Make that bigger. Oh, I like that. Move that over there. Nudge, 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 nudge. There we go. If you want to see what I'm offering, because I'm offering Intro to D&D for kids, Intro to D&D for adults, private sessions. I have a family that's going to take me on as their DM to get them all up and running. I'm also doing some intro sessions for DCC, Dungeon Crawl Classics, and I'll probably start some other stuff. I think I have some other adventures for DCC as well. DCC, I expect I won't see as much interest in because it's a smaller niche thing, where Dungeons and Dragons, thank you Stranger Things, lots of people know about it and don't know how to start. So the goal is to get them started so we have a larger pool of players to play the games with. All right, what was that? I don't know. Oh, I bet that's Photoshop. All right, so Photoshop is, I'm done with Photoshop right now and it sucks resources. So I'm gonna save this file and close it up. I'm just gonna turn off that. There we go. I'm not using Inkarnate today. I've already got maps I made in Inkarnate, inkarnate.com, which I've been using for almost a year. I'll show you some of the maps. This is scene 1. No, it's technically scene 2. And this is scene 2. So I just made some super simple maps for this in Incarnate because of the situation that I run for the intro lesson, which is a small adventure that I wrote myself. And so we just have like a little ambush here, and then there's a cabin in the woods, as it were. But they're all going to start over on this page. Okay, so I need to make some handouts, which is I'm going to give them some form fillable PDFs. They can choose to print them out and handwrite them if they want. Let's see if I can find where I put them. Character creation steps. What's this? Is this mine or theirs? Choose a race, choose a class, determine ability scores, describe your character, select a faction. Oh, cool. We can just skip select a faction, really. Good, I'm going to give them that. New handout. All players. Actually, I'm just going to give it to them in, I'm going to give it to them in the session here. All right, let's see. So startplaying.games is cool. A lot of people have started using it because of the pandemic and whatever. And so you have this prep material where you can give them notes and links. So I don't need to number it. Make a Roll20.net free account. Make a Discord account. Free account. Right, it's discord.com. Yep. Oh, I could put it in Google Drive and share it with them. No, we're not going to use D&D Beyond. Yep, I'm just going to give them. I don't want to use all these guides. So I'm going to go into my Google account. I'm going to share. It might even be in my Google account already, so I don't really have to worry about it. Let's find out. Calendar, Drive. Google Drive. How much space do I got on there? 83% full. Check. Thank you. I need to go to RPGs. D&D. Alright, I'm going to make a new folder. Yay, they're plowing. It's snowing in Milwaukee again today. sounds like they've begun plowing. Alright, creation steps. Oh, this crib sheet for 5e is pretty handy. Breaks down the crib sheet for 5e. If you've never played, breaks down all the things you can do in like combat and talks about advantage and disadvantage and specific game mechanics in a really succinct way, where there's just it's just 2 pages. Goes through combat step by step, interacting with options or with objects, talking about proficiency, but it's really light and quick. And I just give it to people as a resource for them to have, not necessarily use when we're playing or anything. Let's see, what else can I put in this folder for them? Oh, I'm not going to do that. Man, I have a lot of stuff in this folder. It's a lot of reading through. It seems like I just took all my D&D stuff and threw it into, I need a character sheet for them. Threw it into one folder without any kind of organization, which is usually I'm like 17 folders deep. File cabinet deep in something. Okay, this is an Adventurers League. You can fill. I want this one. Oh, I like this one. Just looking to see if I have a real simple fillable D&D 5e character sheet. Adventures. Alright, I think we'll just use this one. I'll just throw this one in there. It's a standard 2-page. Zero. Oh, it only allows those 4. Alright, I'm not gonna, unless I edit it, I can edit it. And this one, I want to edit this. All right, so I suppose I can show you. Let's see here. There's Acrobat. Is it up here? So I'm looking at this old Adventurers League character sheet. See if it's worth using or not. I suppose if I can clear out this stuff up here. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Graduate School, for the full the full Creative Cloud for cheap. It's good enough reason to go to grad school, I guess. Alright, it's this one. I want this. How do I get rid of this? That's not it. I don't want that. I want this. I'm gonna just try to cycle through things. Send backward. Send backward. Arrange backward. Arrange backward. I guess it won't let me take that out of there. Edit, fill and sign, export. Let's see, I got to get into forms. Form settings. Not super interesting today, not map mapping and stuff. Edit PDF. Okay, so what I might try to do, all right, let's try this again. I want to make a form. Fill and sign. That's not what I'm looking for. All right, I'm going to work on this later. All right. Have this character creation folder handy. Either print it out. Or have them on your screen. All right, so I need to give them the link to I'm giving them the link to the folder, don't I? Share, get a link. Anyone with the link. Anyone with the link. Copy the link. And then I'm just gonna boop. You don't get to see the link. It's just two documents, two simple documents right now anyway. Okay. Make a Roll20 account. Have paper, pencil, or something ready. Oh, this is prep material. We will Hey, I hit a button and that activated activated a filter, a hotkey. Here. Bill. The hotkeys are for Xcrawl and stuff. So I gotta turn off some hotkeys here. Go to the hotkeys. That should be Alt 2, Alt 3. I did not hit Alt 2, did I? What's Alt 2? No, of course not. That's why I made it. Whatever. That was funny, though. For a moment, I was Wilhelmina. Alright, we're going to make characters by hand. We're going to make characters in Roll20 just for practice. We're going to... Boom. Alright, now we're back at that. So this adventure for tomorrow, Intro to D&D for Adults. If you've never played, I've got one seat open. Speed be usually 2.5 hours. Depends how smooth things go. Sometimes there's technical difficulties. Sometimes there's a lot of questions about certain things. I can just put this here. There's the link for the game tomorrow if you want to sign up. And then I'm probably going to run some more soon anyway. All right, I think I'm done with that right now. Okay, there's characters. There is the NPCs. I have this all set up. That's why I make the template. I put everything in the template, and then I can just copy it over, and then I don't have to worry about that. So it took a little shorter time than I thought I was going to do. Cool. I'm going to go work on this map I started. So like I said, I work in Inkarnate, and I like Inkarnate. I think I have a thing set up for it already. Boop. Incarnate. Just gonna leave it that large. Okay. All right, so let's go. I gotta update my task for the day. Task for today is game setup. Done. Session plan. I have to make a session plan. All right. That's super easy. I am just going to handwrite it in my notebook. Might even have one already made for last time. Good old handwritten notes, right? You can't go fully digital. I mean, unless I can't find a pencil right now. Nope, found a pencil. There. Now I can, I'm going to mark off session plan so I don't have to come in again. Boom. All right. Let's see. A bit of a welcome. We'll talk about who's played before. I know that usually players send me notes when they sign up and they say, oh, I haven't played for 5 or 6 years, I want to get into it again, or I haven't played for 30 years, I don't know what 5e is about, so I need help getting into it, things like that, which is always cool. Helps me gauge the interest or the experience levels of the players before the session. We're going to cover major mechanics. And then we're going to do character creation. And then we're going to do Roll20 characters. A quick Roll20 tutorial. after the Roll20 tutorial, we'll go on a little adventure. All right, so now I can put that plan into. Did I turn Roll20 off? Yeah. Put that plan into the game for them, so they know what we're gonna do, what to expect. I'd like to manage expectations. If I manage expectations, everybody comes to the table knowing what they should have prepared, and what to expect from me and what to expect from the game. Over major mechanics that set 5, that define 5e. All right. Now we can do something fun. Let's do something fun. So this map I started. This map I started as a kind of demonstration of why I like Inkarnate in map making. And so the idea of this map was that there was a village here, and then something happened upstream, and the river changed course. Maybe there was an earthquake or a massive war or something like that, a magical accident. And so the river changed course and came through here, and it flooded the village. And the village has a bunch of ruins in it, and the foundations of those buildings kind of prevented erosion in certain areas, but not in others. I feel like I need to put something here. I might put part of a wall or a pen or something here. And then this center island, I was just playing around with some of the stamps in the map maker, and you can see that the tentacles and the brain are separate. So I can just pick it up and move the brain, and you can see that there's just stuff underneath it, which is two tentacles just turned. And then I have some intact buildings up here, but they're going to be abandoned. No one's living in them because, I don't know, there's a big brain tentacle creature here. Who would want to live there? I might change the color of the water as well. Make it more brackish. So if I go into textures, there's the background and there's the foreground. The foreground is the land and the background is the water. And so I can go look at some colors schemes, some color options. Now there's not a whole lot of them right here because I'm on the battle map, but you can just click all these on, and it just expands everything and throws everything in. and they're categorized now. They used to just be one big run-on sort of thing. So I want to look at ocean textures. Nope. Parchment, wasteland, desert. I feel like I use this grass mixed a lot. Sewer water. Ooh, I like that. Let's see what that looks like on the background. Kind of looks like the one right up there. I don't like that. It could be really swampy and murky, and then you're not sure what if you're gonna fall into. That's not a terrible idea. Okay, like the river changed, a bunch of silt got dumped into this channel and kind of filled it up, but it's like quicksand, murky type of stuff. And then it came here, and it's pouring down here. All right, but I'm not going to use that texture for everything. I want to find something that looks more like gross water. Let's see what color this looks. A light gray, like that. I like this one. Whoa, that's like radiation green. That's cool. I can make a sci-fi map with that one. That's not what I'm looking to do right now, though. I can't get something here. You can always just type and look at like, ooh, this one? That might be too bright too. I think this one. I think this is what I'm looking for. Still having fun. What I'm looking for. Background. What is going on? Is that the color it already is? Oh yeah, look at that. I already used that color. That doesn't look the same. That looks darker. Like the really bright one. Whoa. It's like lit from underneath, from beneath or something, sort of. What if the water's just sort of gray? Too light. I want really dark water. It doesn't even look like water to me. I guess if I fill it all in, get a better gauge on if I like it. I like the color differentiation between the all green surroundings and the water itself. I now remember why I used sewer water on the edge, because that's all like really marshy, swampy land, and I thought it looked pretty good. What about this? That's almost too stark. Huh, I kind of like that actually. I think I'm gonna go with that. I think that kind of works. I just have to go back to the that one. It's not that one. It's probably this one. jagged. And then like that area eventually filled up with silt and the water went around. So the water was starting to go through, but when the river changed, it washed a bunch of stuff, a bunch of topsoil down that got stuck here, and then it pushed around. Couldn't erode through those building foundations. All right. I'm going to put some roofs on these buildings. It's all in the modular, here, composite roofs for these composite buildings. But I want damaged roofs, ill-repaired, poorly repaired roofs, because nobody is living here. So there should be like holes in the roofs. There should be holes. Oh, there's some steampunk stuff. Right. Temple set, train set. Oh, orcs. Orcs on a train, it's coming. I'm gonna make some maps up for it. I don't see any way to put damaged roads. I thought there would be. Just gonna turn some stuff off and see if I can sort through it a little easier. See, I can put all kinds of broken stuff down. That's cool. Ah! I have an idea. Let's see how it works. I want to take this, and it's really huge, isn't it? I'm going to shrink it down. Like here. I'm going to bring it up a layer to put it on top. And then, let's see if I can change the hue. The object's going to cast a shadow. Change the hue and make it look moldy. Ooh, I'm getting there. Hold on. Ooh, yeah, there we go. All right. Oh yeah, there we go. I can make it look like it's decayed by pumping up the contrast a little bit, and just experimenting. So turn up the contrast, turn down the brightness a little, and it makes. Oh, I had like a sweet spot there, and it makes it look like some of these tiles are like chipped off and stuff. That's exactly what I was going for. And then if I find the right color, I get like a greenish hue to the... Instead of snow, I want that snow to look like mold. So we're just gonna cruise through here. The reds, the yellow, the greens, the blues. And then it should be like right there. Yeah. Not that one. That one. It's got to go this way. Let's see how that looks. Does that look natural? Not really. Oh, that one should have no... I'm going to turn off the shadows. See if I can get it looking like... No, I gotta turn it back on. I get it. It's like the light is directional, so it's coming when you're looking at it from right to left, and then it looks fine. So, I'm just gonna copy that one, and what is it? This one. So the problem is that if I put roofs on them now, I can't pull the roofs off later when if I want to do that in the map, because it's just going to make the map and then I'm going to export it as an image. And it doesn't export the layers separate. That would be cool if it exported like PDF with layers. Incarnate PDF with layers. Export. All right, 50 changes so far. I'm going to take these roofs off. I'm going to take the roofs off, and then I'm going to show you a trick I do when I want to make roofs and stuff. So I'm going to save this map. Out of coffee. It is dark outside. Why am I drinking coffee? Oh, by dark I mean it's 5 o'clock. All right, so that's saved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop back out, and I'm going to create a battle map. It can be small. Here, I want it. What are they saying? 40 by, let's say 20 by 20. 20 by 20. All right, so now I've got this, which is basically nothing. And what I want to do, it's just like the parchment. What I want to do is get the easiest. Perfect. This should just be totally black, right? Yep. It's close. It's not quite just flat black. Trying to find just like a monotone sort of color. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's got to be like a 5 or 10% difference. Okay, so now, I have just and there's so many songs on this album. Is it an album? What are we calling them now? Records? On this collection of songs that he just put out, there's Eminem just put out 36 tracks. Some of them are Alfred Hitchcock just talking, which is cool. Obviously, I'm not really listening to the words right now, but some of them are super interesting. Okay, so the goal is to make a roof, right? To make several roofs, as a matter of fact, for that Swamp Village map. So, just going to put that one there, because first I have to edit it to, I got to jack up the contrast, I got to lower the brightness a little, and the saturation, and then I got to find that sweet spot that I found to get that white. And I might be able to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into Photoshop, and I'm going to cut them out and make them transparent PNGs. So I want to get this stuff on the roof as green as I think I can. Well, that looks good. 255, maybe 255. Let's see. Yeah, now we're getting into blue. I think 255 was like a nice dark. 255. All right, let's look at the saturation. Yeah, that's very green. All right, we're going to lower this. That again, saturation. And the contrast. All right, good. All right, they're going to have like purplish rose, whatever. And take that, make the there's like an edge right there I don't like. Oh, I see what it is. Maybe if I put that one underneath, get a better line. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so now I have that roof. I need a round roof. I need a round one. And all I have to do is look at these. 255, 102, 88, 200. Oh, and it was supposed to be no shadow. No shadow. That was probably part of the problem before. So no shadow. Hue is 255. Saturation was 88. 102, 88. I think saturation is a little high there. 91, 88, 200. 91. Oops. 88, 200. Perfect. See? Very similar to the other one. And then copy, paste, flip 90. Looks good. Copy paste. 90. Oh, that didn't work. What is going on there? Something weird happened. $180. Bump it right up there. And then this one is at a weird angle. Of course it is. 270 it should be. I think that'll work. Looks kind of moldy. I'm probably gonna edit the color in Photoshop a bit as well. And then let's see what else I got. Oh, I got this. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. Ah, cool. So I can just make my own slate roof with these tiles. So like, what I can do is just flip this 90 degrees. $255, 91, 88, 200. Huh? 255, 91, 88, 200. Oh, that one's really dark. All right. We're just gonna this is just going to be like something I can put on whatever size building I want. Yeah, it looks good. This one, I might need, just gonna copy and paste and then flip that 180. Nope, that's not it. This one, 269. I just want to have like a square thing here. And again, no shadow, no shadow. One of Eminem's rhymes was, hold on, I gotta bring it back. They call us Liquid Plumber because even Dre know. Great. Brilliant. All right, again, no shadow. 255, 91, 88, 200. 255, 91. I'm listening to this on Amazon Music. If you have Amazon Music, it's free to listen to. Music to be Murdered by Side B Deluxe Edition from December 17th. They got it December 17th. I'm not sure when it came out. I suppose I could just look it up. Says it came out on January 17th, 2020. Oh, this is the Beast. This is side B. That was Music to Be Murdered By. Side B here. Earlier this week, Eminem surprised his fans by dropping his Music to Be Murdered By side B, but the album wasn't received as well as expected. Try not to get into the politics of rap or Dungeons and Dragons or a whole bunch of things sometimes. Just enjoy the music, enjoy the art, as it were. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to make one of these pieces and then lighten it up. Because then when I flip it around, degrees, this one's got to be 270, and then I can just see if that's lined up. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Oops. There. Not feeling this building. I don't know what's going on. Maybe make it some kind of weird shaped building like that. Looks like dormers on the side of a building, like a cottage or something. What I have to do is make them all 255, 91, 88, and 200. There we go. Okay, so now I got a bunch of roofs. Roofs. The roofs are moldy. And all right, so I'm just going to save this as Swamp Village Roofs. And then I'm going to save it as an image. Export as image. Like that. I think that'll work. That'll be fine. All right. So, where am I going to put this? I'm just going to put it in on the desktop, and then I'm going to open it up in Photoshop. Okay, so I just made a white field. I made some roofs out of the modular roof tiles. I changed the hue and the contrast and the brightness to try to get them greenish instead of snowy. So I can dip out of that map and go back to this village. While Photoshop opens up in the background there. Okay, now there's these brown lines here, which are because this stuff is land and this stuff is background. This is foreground and this is background, basically. And the only way to get rid of it is to fill it in. But I want it to be somewhere in between. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do like a this will just remind me that that it should be a little swampier, I guess. I don't know. There's no perfect way to do it, really. That's all part of the DM prep. So now I made the roofs for these buildings that are somewhat intact. I'm just going to leave the frames for the other ones. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them in with some rubble. There's all kinds of broken stuff. See? I can just throw stuff down in there like things. That's a little dark. So what I have to do is like brighten it up a little to make it match those. And there's all kinds of this. Oh, that's way too dark. That one's too bright. One's too bright, one's too dark, the other one's just right. This one. Show me the... $100, $118, $100. Cool. So $100, $118, $100. So now if I drop them, they should be like similar. So I can just put rubble. This like tower. There's gonna be like, oh, I like that one. That one's cool. Not quite the right size. But then I'm gonna flip it. There we go. Like it crumbled, like it totally crumbled. Same thing up here. And I'm just gonna flip it so they're not all like right the exact same angle. Oops. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Gives it a little character, right? I can maybe smash some of those other walls. Like down here. These are all just base ruins. So what if I... Okay. just trying to give each of the buildings a little bit of differentiation so they don't look like exactly what they are, which is I just dropped down a bunch of stamps. Right? Oh, that one fit perfectly. I like it. I think I can twist that one around and make it look like right there. Yeah. There, they're looking a little better. Little all unique. Now they don't, right? They don't all look the same. Oops. I'll keep it 100. $100, 118, 100. Oh, nice. I just got to change this one. 18, 17, 18. Yep. All right, so that and that and that and that and that. Nice. There, now they all kind of look unique, right? Not just a bunch of stamps. These I'm gonna up here. I'm gonna put roofs on them. I can even leave this one standard because it's different from all the other ones. All right, I'm gonna put some trees up here. Yes, some sparsely creepy trees. Whoa, hold on. What if we make a really huge tree that's like this one? Ooh, a hollowed out tree. How big does the hollowed out tree? What if this was a massive tree instead of a building? Yes, I like this idea suddenly. Oh, that's too big. And then, oh, I'm gonna get rid of that one. Oh. Perfect. Now instead of a tower, it's a giant hollowed out tree. There's more than one of them? There are. Could almost turn them into like craters. It'd be a really cool way to make a crater. Like it looks like a tree there, but if I desaturate it, desaturate it like that, and then inside there we go and we paint oh, that swamp texture, this swamp texture right here, right? And we just foreground. Because there's softness set right now, it doesn't, it doesn't do it right away. Kind of looks like I think it's the drop the shadow on that. Let's It kind of works. It's not awesome. Alright, well, just an experiment. See how it looked. I'm just gonna go color over this again. Nope, not that. That's the one I dislike. It's the one I dislike. There's like a bright spot there now. Alright. Okay, we're gonna put some trees in. That's what I was doing. Some happy little trees. No, some evil little trees. Oh, now I'm gonna put that tree there, and then instead of it being brighter, it's gonna be slightly darker. Softness is at 1. Ooh, like an albino tree. Alright, and then I'm going to use the random stamps here. They gotta be a little larger. Whoa. That one is really big. I thought I was gonna like the way that it would random for me, but I didn't. It didn't do like ones I expected it to do. And the ones closer to it are gonna be, the ones closer to that giant tree are gonna be like stunted and not have any leaves on them, like they didn't grow right. They're going to be a little twisted. Got these creepy trees. Like it warped the trees around it, and There, like all the trees around it are twisted and stuff. I'm gonna put some. They're gonna have roofs on them, so it doesn't matter. But when I pull the roofs off, it will matter. So let's put some broken furniture and stuff in there. There's two collections on Inkarnate that have broken in it. There's a couple of them. There's like all the broken pieces, all the broken wood and stuff, walls and stuff. But then there's this one, Castle and Tavern, which has a bunch of stuff in it, and Camp. But Camp just has a few things. So I'm going to use like some broken tables, and they're going to be mildewed. You know that gray that wood gets if you leave it out too long? You're gonna look like that. 153, 24, 111. Just 153, 2 something. No, what was it? 24. Way the wrong way. 150, 24. They don't have to be exactly the same, right? Jack up the contrast on that one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that looks like the color profile for the rotted wood furniture and stuff. Like a broken cabinet. I'm just gonna place them all and then I'm gonna color them. As we'll do all of these. The other ones that have been mostly open to the elements, like everything is wasted away, right? But these are going to have roofs on them, so stuff should still be inside. Put a circular table in like that tower, and flipped over table. Broken chest, put in the corner there. Yes, I have made a lot of changes. It's right. It reminds you, like, hey, you're doing a bunch of stuff. You maybe want to save, right? And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I do. And I will just as soon as I get a little more of this. I don't know what this... I don't really know what this map is going to be used for. I didn't make it with any specific purpose. I was just making it to demonstrate some stuff that I like about Inkarnate. Broken prison bars. Let's say this was a prison. A single cell prison. Not a big place, you know. Oh, we'll have some broken boats and stuff washed up on this right here. Oh, as a matter of fact, right in this spot here. Obviously part of a bigger boat that even fit in the river. Yes, but not very well. Smashed into this building. This wall collapsed. It's got a little character, some mystery. What's this thing in the middle? What happened with this huge boat up here? Right? What's up with this big tree? All of it might be nothing. Okay, save. I gotta save it. Message. Where? One of the main reasons I do all these intro classes is because nothing makes me happier to hear, a group of people laughing and having fun, even if it's virtual, even if it's over Zoom or Discord, with Roll20 and stuff. And that's why I've put in like 600 hours of game time over 2020. Where did that roofs image go? Bloop. Oh, there it is. I like it. It's shaping up. What I have to do now is go in and they're a little too green. Now when I zoom in a little, like you're probably not going to see it closer than that. But everything that's brown wood. Let's look at this one. This one is 154. All right. What about? Ooh, I like that better. Yeah, that's good. 227, 28, 101, 227, 28, 227, 227, 28. It can be a little off, right? Oh, look at that. That's glorious. That stuff looks broken down and wretched. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing here. I don't remember what the numbers were. I should have wrote them down. This is like 228 or something. Saturation was way low. Brightness. Turn the contrast up a little. Yeah. There we go. That looks good. Oh, I forgot to when I changed the watercolor, I did not change the watercolor down here. So it just does this weird, not even like a color gradient, it just... It's alright, I'll get it covered. There we go. Done. Done. How's that looking? Creepier. Definitely up here. But too bright. It's too bright up there. I'm going to darken things up. I'm going to take I'm going to find a dark green. Maybe a brown. Green ground. Let me look at that. It's not the one I want. Oh, yes, that is what I want. That is what I want. I'm going to jack the softness up. And I'm going to... It's just going to be... just darken stuff up. I like that better. It looked almost too cheerful. Now it looks kind of oppressive. The color palette is a little boring. It's a lot of greens and browns. As a matter of fact, these trees up here, the leaves on them are too green, aren't they? There. Oh, those trees look really depressing. There's one thing I gotta do. There's this little thing right there. Alright. There we go. Yeah, it's looking good. Down this to desktop. Let's see if this form fillable PDF is exactly what I want. Oh, I should have cleared special events. Oh well. Just chatting. Just chatting. Nothing special. Alright, let's look at this form fillable and see if this is the one I'm going to hand to the players. I need Acrobat. And that is not the one. It is this one. As soon as I can find it. Oh, there it is. Yes, I like this one. Yep, no automation. I want them to do it all by hand. They're learning how to play the game. They should fill one of these out by hand. perfect. It's absolutely perfect. This is the perfect thing that I was looking for. All right, good. No, I don't want to save those changes. I do want to throw it up in my. I'm going to throw it up in my Google Drive. I'll give you Photoshop to look at for a second. Next thing I'm going to work on is those roof tiles. All right, saving that map. Okay, these. So what I want to do is I want to strip out the background and make them transparent, and I'm going to cut them up into separate pieces so I can move them around, probably on the token layer on the map, so then I can just delete them or just move them out of the way. Contiguous, I don't want it to go into the roofs. Check it out here. A lower tolerance, maybe 15. It's still catching that snow there. 5. 5 is a little too low. It's going to turn out to be 10, isn't it? Doesn't catch that snow. Looks good there. It does catch a little snow right there, but that's okay. So the first thing I did is I threw it in here. It's a JPEG, and then I made a layer from background because you can't see. It's not showing. It's not showing the interface. Oh, maybe I can go to turn off client window, and then that should show you. Nope, still not showing like settings and stuff. Okay, in layers, make the background, which is the whole image because it's a JPEG, into a layer, and then use Magic Wand tool. I changed the tolerance down to 10, and then I clicked on the white background, and it's going to catch a little snow here and there, which is fine. It'll look like broken tiles when we're done. And then I'm just going to delete all that. Now I'm going to invert the selection, and then I'm going to do a color replace in adjustments, a replace color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, on a white, part of the white, and I want to turn it like a moldy green. See if we can find like a gross. Oh, that's too much fuzziness. So if I turn it down, okay. Yes. That's about right. See, that's the... That's not the color I want. All right, it turned it gray, so I got to look at what happened there. Why did it do that? I suppose the other option is to just use Magic Wand, turn off Contiguous, give it a 15, and then that gets pretty close. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I make it with this dark, this weird lichen green, and then I'm just gonna paint. I'm going to try to do it all at once, so then it's just one undo if I don't like it. We're getting there. I'm going to drop the saturation on this through adjustments. Brightness, contrast. Okay, and then hue saturation. This is what I want. The hue is good. The saturation, whoa, super, super bright, but that's not what I'm looking for. As a matter of fact, I kind of like that murky grayish green mold kind of covering all the... Yeah, cool. Okay. All right, so I've got them to kind of... I've changed the snow between Incarnate and... Adobe. I've managed to get the roofs to kind of look more like they're moldy and broken than covered in snow, because they were originally snow tiles. And then I'm just gonna grab each one, Control C, and then make a new image. And go in there, take the background. I accidentally made a background. Layer from background, and then delete that background. So now I've just got this tile, right? And just export as a PNG. Where am I? What am I doing here? Maps. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to make a folder called Swamp Village. That's what all the maps are called. And it's a roof-1, right? All right, done. No, I don't want to save that. And then I just got to rinse, repeat, right? Grab another one, copy, file, new. I want it to be a transparent background. That's what I forgot to do last time. Saves me a step. Drop it on there. Export as roof 2. Save. Done. No, I don't want to save that. And again. Why do I have repetitive stress syndrome in my finger? Right? It's already set to transparent. Put that there. Export. I have to switch from this finger to this finger on the mouse sometimes because it starts to hurt. Or it gets fatigued. Alright, so I got these first 3. So I'm going to do this one up here. C, new, transparent, yes. Bing, drop it. It almost looks like, some of it looks like old, I could put old stone walkways that haven't been washed away. Interesting. Quick export as PNG to number 4. I love that there's a quick export function in Photoshop for PNG because it's transparent, right? Don't have to do anything. As long as I remember to set, you can't see it when I go to a new window. No. Anyway, in the new document settings, background contents, you can set to transparent, and then when it shows up, it's transparent. So you just have to drop it, save it, and then close it without saving that file, because who cares? Excuse me. And the last one, this one down here. C, file, new, yes, create, paste, file, quick export as PNG. Roof 6, done. Now this one, that even though I'm done with the Swamp Village roofs.jpg, I will save as a PSD, because maybe I'll want to mess with the roofs and change their colors and reuse them or something like that. And so I'll just save it as Swamp Village roofs Photoshop, and it's done. I gotta go look in that folder now. I'm not sure if it put all the roofs or in the right folder. Maps. Oh yeah, see? Roof 1 through 6 should go into Swamp Village. Boom, done. This is not the first Swamp Village I've made. I have repurposed some other images that others have made for Swamp Villages, but I wanted to make my own Swamp Village. So, all right, I'm done with that, so I can close that down. Goodbye. Goodbye, Adobe. We're back in Inkarnate. As a matter of fact, I think I'm done with just about everything. Let's look at that's saved. I haven't made any changes to it, so I can exit out of that. All right, I think I'm done with Inkarnate for right now. I think we can go back and look at Roll20 for a little bit here. I'm at 2 hours. What is it? Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Yeah, I'm just gonna do like 10 more minutes. So if I look at my task list, I got to make a task list or I go off task, which I did already a little bit. Handouts. That handout is done. I made that folder. I got the form fillable PDF that I threw in there. They've got a character creation guide. They've got the cheat sheet for 5e, which gives them, these are people that haven't played 5e or maybe played one session, don't feel comfortable going to a public group or running a group themselves. I also have a how to GM course that I'm working on. I had a couple local clients here who I think used it to check in on their GM to see if their GM was messing with them or being super vindictive. As a GM, don't be vindictive. It's a game. If they screw up your stuff, sometimes they screw up your plan. That's what players do. This story isn't start here and end here. Well, it is actually. It's start here and it's end here. But in the meantime, it's go here, and then go back here, and then go over here, and then go find out what's down here, even though it's not even in the plan. And then take a left turn when you were supposed to go right, end up somewhere else, get half the party killed, the rest run, they pick up new characters, they go back, they finish that area, they get all the loot from the previous characters or the bodies, and then they try to resurrect them, and then they go over here, and then they totally follow this storyline that's parallel but doesn't get to the end point, and then they jump back over here, and then they're like, oh, we were supposed to do this. that's DMing as far as I'm concerned. That's DMing, and it's fine. Always have some extra junk sitting around, some random encounters that make sense for the area, right? You don't want to put an alligator in the desert unless it's a sand gator. Ooh, same thing with sharks. Like, ooh, land sharks, desert sharks. You know, you can make anything work. Just be sure that it's logical. Don't have hyenas in a city, something like that. Or if you do, have a very good reason for it. Caravan carrying hyenas tipped over and they all escaped. All right. This mysterious note is actually nothing. Oops. So I can delete that. Trying to think how I'm going to do it. Normally with the kids, it's like 45 minutes or an hour of creating characters, and then an hour of adventure. I think for the adults, I still want to get about an hour of adventure in there, but it's more important. I think it's more important to get all the rules down for them, because for the kids, generally somebody else is going to run for them, or one of the kids in the group is going to run. I think it's fine. I think we'll just do it the way it is. Delete that. I gotta rename these characters. Player names. What are my player names? Player names. Player names. Oh, I don't want to show you that. What are you gonna look at? You're gonna look at... Here, I'll let you look at Incarnate while I work on this. I'm very conscious of privacy issues, and so I don't want to accidentally uncover information, private information like emails and stuff. You can look at this for a minute while I change there. Let's see, I need to go into my messages. Who's this old guy? He's somebody that survived 2020 and is stronger for it. I'm just about done setting up my... I have a Intro to Dungeons & Dragons for Adults session tomorrow. And so I've been working on getting everything ready for them, because it's slightly different from a kid's intro, where with the kids I just try to get them a character made and have them play for an hour, so they have a lot of fun. With adults, I think I can push it to an hour 15 of rules discussion and character making, and then get like 45 minutes or still an hour and go 2 hours and 15 minutes or whatever. Because I think the adults want the rules as much as they want to play. That's the vibe I get from their messages. When they apply for the game, for the session, they send me a message, and then I have an idea of like where they're at. We made it! I even woke up today. It's been a productive day. I did a load of laundry and played Animal Crossing, and now I did this, and later we're gonna watch a movie. So, like, if I look at the requests, they send awesome information that says fairly new to D&D, only played a few hours, need a true beginner's game. And that's the thing I think intimidates a lot of people right there. Did a load of laundry too. Must be laundry day. Gotta look good in the new year because it's gonna be, yay, it's gonna be better, right? It's gonna be this kind of new year. It's not gonna be like this kind of new year. Not this kind of new year. At the end of the year, I'm going to look like this. It's going to be a very successful 2021. Bill, 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 Bill. But it's entirely possible that 2021 turns out like this. And that would be no good. This one's kind of scary. I don't like that. It shows my tongue that big. Ooh, that's even creepier. There's my under tongue. Ha! Hey, look. There's your timer. Hey, I'm actually 2021. I just haven't shown my true face yet. This one, it's called Wrestle something. Wrestle something, this one. All right, yeah. Actually, so one of the other players is like absolutely no in-game experience, but years-long interest in playing and watched a few campaigns. So they mostly have some idea of, of like what the game's about and how it's played and stuff like that. But I think what they need is that foundation and that hand holding, like, let's make a character together, because that's the big entry point, right? Somebody could just hand you a pre-gen and you're like, oh my god, an Excel spreadsheet with some cool fonts on it. So this session is made to get over that initial, how do I play this game? Even a family reached out to me and they said, hey, we all want to play. We have the starters and the starter kit and the essentials kit, but we don't know where to begin. And I was like, that's understandable. Get a bunch of books, start reading, and you're like, what's all this stuff it's talking about? What's this advantage and disadvantage and, movement speed and things like that? I understand. And so I hope I get that family. I think that'd be cool to have a whole family gaming together. They said their youngest is 12, so it's got to be 12 and parents and another kid or something, it sounds like. And in my headphones, I'm listening to Eminem's album that dropped on the 17th of December, called Music to be Murdered by Side B, Deluxe Edition, as opposed to Side A, or the first one, which was released back in January. He didn't really say this was going to get it dropped, and then it dropped on the 17th. Now, a bunch of people don't like it. I don't care. I think it's pretty good stuff. Especially Nat and Godzilla and... I don't know all the background. And the Alfred Hitchcock in-betweens. Raid incoming? Who's raiding me? Raid, 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 raid. I better get looking like I'm doing something. Let me go back to this swamp map. I started this map. Started this Swamp Village map just like while I was talking to Thako in one of my DM preps to show how fast you can generate a map. Versus like making it in Photoshop or something. And it's come along. There's this really creepy albino, holy cow, King Norcallion raiding with 12 people at this time of day? Thank you so much, sire. Your attentions are undeserved. And welcome everybody that was just watching King Norcallion. I'm over here doing some DM prep. I have an intro game for adults tomorrow on startplaying.games. And so I had to get a bunch of stuff done for it, which I have. And now I'm just kind of screwing around doing some map making and such. I'm in Inkarnate making maps. I've already used Photoshop and Roll20 and Google Drive because I'm a, multifaceted DM. And startplaying.games is where some people hit me up and they said, I've never played, or I played a few hours, I just don't feel comfortable, I need a beginner app name dropper. Need a beginner session. Hey, they make good products. I want them to be successful so they continue making good products. Because Inkarnate, the map making program, when I first started, did not have these. They just keep making more and more art, which I think is super cool because that makes the maps cooler and cooler. Excuse me. Like there's a whole section down here of Wizard and a whole section of Steampunk. So the Steampunk I think is newer. Yeah. So there's all this, which was perfect timing because I used some of it in my Chlorophane mines for Starcrawl. So there's not tons of sci-fi in Inkarnate yet. There is trains. We could make train cars and have... there's a DCC Adventure Orcs that takes place on a train. So I'll do the map mapping for that. There's all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, this steampunk one and the temple one is fairly new. Let's see if I can find the temple one. Maybe it's in one of these other ones. And that's not even everything. I was just looking at the battle map stuff. So now if I like click all these on, then it just keeps going. And a lot of it is then like isometric mapping type stuff for the larger worlds. I'm usually I'll make a map for a region or something just so the players know where they are. But the majority of my mapping is battle maps because we can talk about where things are, and often regional map making. Whoa! Thanks for following the Chill Out Corner. I appreciate it. It's a lot of work to make large maps that look good, unless you're going to go with this kind of Spartan minimalist style. Which they give you options to do as well. And then they fixed the one thing that I thought, this is all the original stuff. So when I first started using Inkarnate, this was the regional mapping set. Just this stuff right here. And it was somewhat limited, but you know what happened? COVID. And suddenly I feel like maybe they got a whole lot more users paying to make maps, and they were like, we can afford to do some more art for it. All this stuff down here was in it too. And then these compass compasses, compass roses. So now, if I look at like, it's not saved. I gotta save this map. So the idea of this swamp village map that I'm working on is that it used to just be a regular village, and then like an earthquake or a magical catastrophe or something happened, and it changed the course of the river, and the river came down from the north and started flooding this village, but the foundations of the building prevented erosion in some areas, and the water was originally going through where these two boats are. But all the silt and topsoil and stuff that the new river course dragged with it filled this all in, and so it went around. This thing in the middle, I don't really know. It's like a hollowed out tree with a brain and some tentacles. I just thought it was cool. And there's like a weird haunted forest. So then all the houses in the path of the water got sorry, Eminem. I'm listening to Eminem, and he just said D&D, and I was like, what? All the buildings eventually crumbled because of let water flowing through them and stuff. But then these buildings up here didn't get crumbled, and so I have modular roofs that I'm going to put on top of them as tokens, and then when they go in, I can take the roof off, and then they can all die from what's inside. I mean, loot the buildings. But like making regional maps, it's a little harder. It's a little more work. I'll usually just make some super simple city maps or something. This map probably took me, I'd say, 2 hours. This map that we're looking at. The Swamp Village, now I have like 2.5, 3 hours of work into. But this one is just, I don't even remember I didn't even have a name for it when I made this city map. If I go into edit map details, it's just called Dobro Mesto. Dobro Miesto in Czech means good city. So it's literally called Good City. And then there's districts, so like the New Town, the Dockside, Bridgeway, Old Town, Third Ward, Shitfest Village. Yes. This is a town of ill repute. There used to be a lord that lived in this citadel. This is all stuff that I made up along the way. There's a lord that used to live in this citadel, but he angered one of the local pirate kings, and the local pirate kings found a way to sail up another branch of this river, come down, because the lord had blocked off the river, and bombed the citadel with cannon fire, and then they took over. So now it's like a pirate town. It's pretty bad. I don't even know what's in Shantytown if it's already a pirate town. Who's living in that shanty town is the question. And then this map I made for a Two Old Guys Games product called Let's Be Bad Guys Pirates Edition. And in this map, this is Lost Port. There's these razor edge rocks that kind of guard the harbor, and if you don't know the path, as you can see, you're going to wreck your ship there. So basically the idea of this map is it's another pirate. It's all pirate games with me right now. Your Majesty, King Norcallion, be careful of pirates. They're shifty, crafty folks. I don't want your domain to be destroyed. This is like a democratic, free city that just happens to be okay with pirates. So there's it's like the meeting of the black market and stuff like that. It is the pirate life for you. For the rest of your life, we're going to be swashbucklers. And they take a couple hours to make. I have some larger regional maps that I'm just not pleased with. Oh, this one is disgusting pirates. This one is like a political. This one was fast. Once I made the actual map, what I did is in Inkarnate you can clone it, and then you're editing the clone. And so this one is like the political factions in this game setting, I guess, that I'm working on, which is massive amounts of isles, and then each color is its own kind of political faction, and they're all vying for land because land is scarce. Yes, I'm sure the king has a mighty fine ship. Let's steal it. Then we can just steal all the stuff from other people's ships too. Or perhaps King Norcallion would give us a writ of what was it? Privateering, a writ of privateering, right? We could work to generate revenue for his empire. He has ships. We could be like his personal Sir Francis Drake. You're not a pirate anymore, really. What you are is you work for the crown. Work for the crown and, take out the enemies of the crown like Spain and France and the Netherlands. And then you go and you sink, the Spanish, the Spanish silver train. Well, I don't really have any work to do right now. It's kind of all done. I've been at it for 2.5 hours. Some of these maps were just like experiments. So this one is, I had a reference image of Winterfell from, you like having legitimate pirates? I mean, we can talk. I got a crew. I got 2 crews, actually. So I had a reference image of Winterfell, either from the Game of Thrones credits or something. And so this was the first map I ever made in Inkarnate, and I tried to see how close to replicating that map I was. Now here's the thing. This took me hours and hours to do. And you'll see why. Watch when I mouse over the map. Here, I'm going to select. Look how many pieces are in that map. It's crazy. There's just layer after layer of stuff. Multiple architectural styles mixed together. But, like, there's just all these tiny little things that I threw in there. So, like, this building is actually 2 towers crammed together. And then there's this... there's these end caps like this. And then there's... this stairwell attached to a building, and you don't even really see the building, you just see the stairwell. And I just wanted to see, like, how cool could I make it? How Winterfell could I make it? And I thought it turned out pretty well. And this was, when I did this, then I was like, oh, I can totally use Inkarnate to make maps for my games and stuff. And then I just started doing some other test maps and stuff. And this one, Yandolk's Manor, is actually from a Kobold's Press series of adventures that I ran for one of my old kids' D&D groups. And they had a Dyson Logos map, which are the cool old school black and white ones. And I laid that in here as an image. Like, I stretched it out to map size. And then I went in and I started making it room by room by room by room by room. And I don't know how many hours it was to place all this stuff everywhere. But I think it is one of my best maps. I really dig the cart tracks going to the delivery door. I dig there's kind of like blood splatters and stuff over here from plot points. I like the entrance way. Where you don't get any further if you're no good, if you're not a friend, and then this like totally bizarre kind of hedge maze fairy garden type thing, which was not on the original map. Some of it I just made stuff up in. And the map, like there's tons of these little rooms and stuff. So then what you're doing is you're trying to fit walls together so that you can see, so that you don't have so many seams visually, but it works really good. This is without highlighting the separate pieces, and then we'll just look at this wall, and you can see how the pieces kind of overlap, but they either overlap or they bump up against each other, but it looks pretty seamless. And that's one of the things that I think Inkarnate does really well, is these seamless assembly of like walls and stuff. So yeah, I think this one turned out really well. This will probably show up in another adventure someday. Bump and stump. Here's an example. They just brought out recently, I think in November, maybe October, they brought out a temple tile set, and then they had this competition, like build temples with it. So again, what I did was I took it's an image of an actual temple from history, right there, and then I dropped it down onto the map, and I started recreating it. And if I move this out of the way, you can see what I came up with. I don't think I ever finished this one. I didn't like put decoration or anything in it. But you can see all the doors and stuff, and it's the same thing again. It's just these overlapping pieces that you try to make look like seamlessly built together. Even if there's some seams, most players aren't like inspecting every detail of the map or something. So, but yeah, it's super fast. I really dig it. It's way faster than I have Campaign Cartographer and all of those, and Photoshop and stuff. And I just think it's the way that they made this. The interface is very similar to Photoshop. Here, we'll create a new map from scratch. I'm not making a world. We'll just do a battle map. This is how that swamp village started. Landscape, yes. Oh, and you can make them super huge, which is crazy because throwing them into Roll20, you're gonna generally you don't want them that big because they take forever to load when players load them up and stuff. So this is what you start with, which is just basically parchment or dirt, and you start with the mask tool because you have to add land. So you'll have a foreground for the land and water. You have a foreground and a background, and so you literally just make your land. It outlines it for you. It uses this default brush that I hate. I don't like it. I don't know why. It looks like, I don't know, pot plants. Maybe. looks like weeds of some sorts. You can decide what kind of weeds they look like. Anyway, it's just not like a terrain style that I find often in my maps. So then you just go through and you make however you want the land to look. We'll say there's there's two rivers running next to each other. So you can either add or subtract. Oh, subtract is way small. I'm going to put a bridge right there, I think. I'm going to have it widen. That's why the bridge is there. And then, man, it's like we're in the Netherlands suddenly. Let's steal their stuff. And then you go in. Oh, I missed the spot up there. So there, I basically delineated the land from the water. So you go into the texture, and the background will be, I mean, it doesn't have to be water. It could be cliffs, and there's just darkness. They could just be chasms, crevasses, some other word that starts with C and means a deep dark hole. You could do that, and then there's texture, there's stamps and stuff that could give it like cliff edges. But I wanted to make rivers. I wanted to make two rivers. So let's find some water. There's tons of water to choose from. What kind of water do we want? This really blue one, like mountain streams. This brings to mind mountain streams. Oh, and it's kind of rapids and stuff. And the nice thing is it doesn't matter where you color. It's only going to color the background right now. And then I got to get rid of that ugly. I got to get rid of that ugly texture. I already made a swamp. What should I make? A desert? Oh, and make like a. This is like a desert wasteland almost. There are some really cool wasteland textures too, as a matter of fact. I often use those. See? They have a lot of character, I think. It's not a very good map, that's for sure. With 3 different colors. There, looks very artificial, I think. It's because of this thing here in the middle. We're gonna put a bridge. We're gonna put a big old bridge there, and this is gonna be like a bridge battle map of some sort. make it like a really big bridge. Oh, that's a huge bridge. Now it is. That's not gonna work. I don't want a rope bridge. I want a stone bridge. We need stone bridges. Yes, I like this. Right there. And then what I'm going to do is just carve in these bits here. See? There we go. Now, like, what's up with this strip of land here? Are we in like a river delta? What's going on? Do we need another bridge? I think we need another bridge. Copy paste, shrink it down. Oops. Turn it. Find a place. It looks good. Now, where would you ambush somebody if you were the DM? I know where I would do it. Straight away. I know where I would do it. I would do it right. I would do it right here. Right there. Fire arrows down from this big bridge. Send some. Maybe I've been playing too much Gloomhaven. Send some melee guys to cut off this bridge. They kind of don't have anywhere to go, and then you just rain death down upon them. Even have archers over on the other. Yeah, this will never happen in one of my games that Lich plays in. Just so you know. But yeah, that would definitely be like a pinch point. I could even move this bridge around a little bit now that I did some carving out to make it kind of more congruous, I guess. So knowing that would be, if this was the King's Road, King Norcalin, if this was your road and you were like, we don't want merchants and caravans getting attacked when they go down the King's Road, we'd have to put in some guard towers, huh? The crotch of the jeans is a pinch point. We can't have the King's Road being unsafe. Archery towers. Very good, my lord. Archery towers it shall be. I feel you're a dark tower kind of guy. Whoa, that thing is huge. Show the might of Norcalia. Yeah. That one's so big you can't even see the top of it. Let's see. All my my defense game experience tells me that these are two good places to put them. Giant towers of doom, raining down hellfire and archery, or arrows and whatever else, boiling oil. Now you could make it really oppressive and be like, let's put them right on the bridges and they have to pass through guard points. It just doesn't mesh really well. And the bridges and the towers are different styles. I don't like that. I'll find you some better towers, my liege. Human Tower 2. What happened to Human Tower 1? Guess that design is outdated. Oh yeah, this is totally like shrink them down here. I would put one there, I would put one there, I would put two If this is the mainland, you don't want raiders controlling that bridge, because then you're screwed. There. It's duly protected. Wait a minute. Pirates are sailing up the... Pirates are sailing up the large river. This is not good. It's a really big pirate ship. And this is why I like Inkarnate. I can tell a story, or I can just have the story tell itself as I'm making it. It's not a very good map, I agree. Nobody should be looking at this like this is an example of my work. It's just silliness. It's just pure silliness. But it's pretty fast, and it's fairly cheap. My pro account, I don't remember if it's like $50 a year or what. I can't remember. $50 a year, I think. I think it's $50 a year to get access to everything. So, like, it says right here that I'm using beta access. $5 a month or $50 a year, I think. I think I paid for a whole year in advance. I think I paid $5 first for 1 month to see if I liked it, and then I forgot, and it pinged me for another month, and I was like, oh, well, I better start using it. And then I started knocking out maps. So I've got a whole bunch of maps. I'm not even going to save that map. It hurts my eyes to look at. Lich knows this map. This is the map for Ziggurat of the Mega Maiden, the Two Old Guys games. Almost silver seller on DriveThruRPG. It's so close now. So close. I really wanted to hit silver this year, please. Hit silver. That's the whole map for it. When we play in Roll20, you really only see what, like about that much of it, I think, because the whole adventure, the whole module, it's 2 minutes to midnight. You have to fight your way up the Ziggurat and prevent the demon, the Wrathchild, from bursting forth from the demon seed to destroy the Earth, to destroy the planet, enslave the planet. And so you're literally just fighting your way up these stairwells. There have been some crafty rogues who have tried to climb the walls. Some have failed miserably, and some have done quite all right. But it's always a double-edged sword. How fast do you want to move ahead of the party, right? And this one was this is a really simple map. If you look, relatively speaking, the walls and the floors are what looks all messy up here. It's almost all just walls, floors, wall, floor. See if I grab that. It's just pieces of wall. And then I can just undo that. I haven't used Wonderdraft yet. Wonderdraft.com, I'm guessing? Nope. Wonderdraft.net? This is always dangerous on live. Like, oh, what did we just come up with? Oh, Wonderdraft.net. One-time purchase. $30. Do you have to buy the additional art? Is that what it is? Because every time Inkarnate comes out with something, it's included in my... Oh, I do have a tablet here. A drawing tablet. I'm not hand drawing maps. I'm not that good. So the maps are extra. I see. Tell me about this Pirates pack. That's it? There's just 3 things in it for $5? It's made mostly for regional maps, or let's see. Realistic land masses, beautified coastlines. I like the coastline. That's one thing I don't have a good grip on in Incarnate yet. You can get community-made image packs? Is that what it is? Is it like a marketplace? And the site is pretty scarce on info. This is what happened to me with Fantasy Grounds. We got a really good deal on Fantasy Grounds. We got a huge library of content in it, but everyone has to install Fantasy Grounds. So then I switched over to Roll20, and I have over 600 hours in Roll20 last year. Because it was just less tech support on my end with parents of my kids' D&D players. I was like, I don't know how to get around security to install this app on a Mac. I'm not a Mac user. I think I'm done. 6:43. I went way past when I expected to. This is what happens sometimes. Get chatting, right? Have some fun. Get some stuff done. I don't really have an outro for this this OBS thing. I have like, come see Mischief Golden Piracy Wednesdays. Oh, there's Wednesdays on Twitch. That'll be next week Wednesday, as opposed to Starcrawl, which was this past Wednesday. Was it? Yeah, I think so. Oh, interesting. I think I was looking at the follower count. I wanted to get 100 followers in 2020. I didn't. That's all right. Whatever. I made 80. Yeah, that's what. If you look at here, I'll give you my. I do charge. Yeah, we can raid somebody. Is it Foxmeat? Is it Foxmeat? Let me drop my link here. You can check out my portfolio on startplaying.games, and we can talk about running a game, the Chill Out Corner. That's my portfolio on startplaying.games. Lich, are you a mod? Did I make you a mod? What do I do? I gotta do mod the Liching Hour. You are now. If you weren't before. Oh yeah, now you got the little green sword icon there. If you want to fire off or start up a raid, I think you can do that, right? Yes. Ban hammer. Get the ban hammer out and ban everybody. I don't even know how many people are watching right now. Oh, cool. Bunch of names. Thanks people. Thanks for watching. The Chill Out. You can find me. You can also find me on discord.io/2agpublic. You can find me there. And you can find me on Start Playing, but we don't have to go through startplaying.games. We can just talk about it and figure something out if you want. I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since 79 or 80. I did 600 hours just in Roll20 this past year. Some of that was prep, most of it was running. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, we can work something out. We'll talk about it and figure something out. I have lots of experience in lots of different games as well. If that's why I ended up calling this channel All the RPGs. It says we're aiming to play them all. Almost every game on the background image for the channel is something I've already played. So like, we're gonna play Boot Hill. If you join my Discord, discord.io/2ogpublic, we're gonna play Boot Hill and Claustrophobia in January on Friday nights, if anyone's available and interested. Boot Hill is like the original gunfighting, Wild West RPG. Claustrophobia is new. I got it in a South African bundle of games on drive-thru. And you're basically garden gnomes that get tired of standing around in people's gardens, and you go out on a life of adventure, or crime. And so all the characters are like garden gnomes. And I just thought it sounded awesome, and I wanted to play it. So we're gonna do those two things on Fridays, in January. Streamed here, live on all the RPGs. All right, do we have a raid target? Are we good to go? What's the channel? I'll do it. It's probably just I gotta flip a switch on the mods, huh? /raid. Who are we raiding? Oh, there's the Discord server. Did you say Forest of Wires? Got it. All right. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. King, thank you very much for bringing loyal followers with you. I always am blessed by your presence. The Blue Wizard. Ooh. Chill out. Hit me up on Discord or something, and we'll chat about the podcast and other games and stuff. Gonna fire off the raid. There we go. 7 are ready to raid. Alright, cool. I will catch you on Discord, as I'm going to now disappear. And we're all gonna raid to Forest of Wires.